Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's UofT Overwatch stream. Tonight is going to be a match between UofT's Academy Red and Florida Atlantic University Owls. I'm Computero. Joining me tonight on this cast is going to be James.
Hello?
Hello, James, otherwise known as Left Fish Taco. Which
Nobody
what
calls me that.
what I mean, it's a vivid image, though. Certainly an inventive twist on the classical fish taco that we all know and love. A delicious treat for the whole family, and of course, I'm also being represented by a yummy food item.
I mean,
Uh,
that's a cat.
yeah, and you put him in an oven, you bake him up nice and crispy, and he's just delicious. Um,
I believe you. I believe you. I believe you.
okay, but yeah, it's gonna be a fun match tonight. Rainbow Open series, and it's gonna be UFT's Academy Red. So, the newest of our three different UFT Overwatch rosters. Um, and the starting five today, it's going to be Jumper on tank. It's going to be Revo and Grumpy Mook on DPS, and it's going to be Noravi and Peachy Cow on the support role. And our other team in the red color, it's going to be the FAU Owls.
Yeah, so we have X Tony and Yui on DPS, Darts on tank, and How to Clown and Wojoy on support.
Yeah, which I'm gonna be frank here. I was being Chris, but I'm gonna be frank for just a second. I don't really know anything about this team, but they have Roadhog on their tank player, which I can definitely respect. If you're playing Roadhog in this current patch, you're either it takes mental fortitude, is all I'll say. So certainly, it's a sign of a thrilling, exciting match to come. Yeah, I mean, not too much to say about it's early stages of the tournament still, just like groups, but it is going to be interesting. I think this is the first or second match for either of these teams played on the new patch, which is going to be yeah, I don't know. It's a big shift, so really no idea what to expect. What are your thoughts? On really
Yeah.
any yeah.
So on this new patch, I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen, there are a couple, tier lists come out from various content creators, and they are all over the place. You got, Doomfist and A tier, and one, tier list, and another one is an F tier. I don't know what's going on. I think right now, pretty much anything is viable, save for like a few characters.
Roadhog.
This is the this is yeah, Roadhog, and it's probably the first time Ball's viable, but
Yeah, no, actually, we have some our resident ballers are really excited for this patch. Certainly, Roadhog players. I'm not I'm not too sad to see Roadhog in the dumpster, quite frankly. Um, but it looks
yeah,
like our first match, we may well be in for some brawl type action. Ramatra, Junker Queen, Sigma, all pretty pretty strong. Uh, yeah. So first map, it is going to be Antarctic Peninsula.
yeah. I think typically rushes play, but you can definitely play some dive here, some Winston, some Doomfist, or maybe some like a mix of both with like the Lucio Kiriko. Play
Yeah,
with a
even
dive tank.
ball comp. Actually,
Yeah, even
especially on
Ball.
labs here, ball
Yeah,
works pretty well. Oh,
especially
it
since
is. Oh, it's my bad. It's upset in, not jumper for tank. Whoops. Uh, but yeah, I don't know if really either team has a ball specialist. Certainly is a bit of a tricky character, but it does look like we're going to be seeing a Sigma against Ram matchup.
yeah, I'm nothing too crazy here. I think Sigma has also been really good. Oh, just kidding. I'm lying. Sigma is not good apparently.
No, Sigma's actually quite solid. I think he and Zarya are affected the least probably by the new DPS passive.
Yeah, Sigma has a lot of ability to just eat up the damage passive. So that, but wow, we're gonna see a Bunky Lucio Bap. Haven't seen that before, like actually ever,
Yeah.
with double hit scan. So this is gonna be
This is
very.
interesting.
It's like 3 comps in one. I'm not too sure
Yeah.
what's going on here.
You have a lot of mobility here for Academy Red. Definitely FAU by comparison a lot tougher in the brawl, as we see Upset already being forced out by Maywall. Does manage to survive though, and there's the Immortality Field already being pushed out for FAU. X-Tony falls to Revo, and it does look like it's going to be first cap going over the side of Academy Red.
Yeah, it seems like X-Tony pushed out a little too far away from his team. You know, didn't respect the Winston. The Winston jumped on. Grumpy Mook hit some shots. It's just all over for X-Tony. Yeah, the rest of the team just couldn't compete with the with Academy Red.
But FAU, they're back fast. They're looking to push onto the point now. Nice boot from Noravi, just denying the engage from X-Tony. Immortality Field forced out for Academy Red though, and Upset's jumping in, but taking quite a lot of damage. Immortality Field's down for both sides. Just chaos in the fight. Finally, Wojo does manage to fall. Noravi in a little bit of trouble, but it's How to Clown. It goes down. X-Tony being forced out. Falling very low does get the cleanup, and it looks like that's the second fight going the way of Academy Red. Pretty clean. No deaths so far.
Yeah, so FAU, they running a pretty standard Ramatra rush, but I think what's biting them is that they're playing Ramatra rush, but they're not really sticking together. Kind of just splitting apart and into a Winston. That's really bad. You're gonna get people are gonna get isolated fast. But now there's a Reaper swap. Probably gonna look to punish the Winston, but he's got Primal, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, really gonna be all eyes on Upset. There's the window coming out. Upset forced to jump away, getting pushed on by Yui. Looks like FAU trying to push on. Grumpy Mook now, who's forced to use the overclock, does manage to pick up How to Clown though. And there's the window from Peachy Cow. And it looks like another fight. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be 3 in a row for Academy Red. It's dire straits for FAU.
Yeah, even though they made that counter swap to the Reaper, Academy Red, they just had the ultimates. Didn't really matter. Just not much to do. But now they're FAU is going to come up on the Annihilation, so maybe we can get something done with that. But they have to be worried about that beat.
Yeah, X-Tony forced to, tries to go for the touch a little early, actually, and does go down in the process. How to Clown also falling very low, does get picked up by Grumpy Mook. Now it's going to be, yeah, there's the beat coming out. Visor ults going all over the place.
Oh, and the C9. Well, they were gonna lose. They're gonna lose, but Dark's
yeah,
just full health. Could have touched. I would call that a C9.
Yeah, definitely off the point.
Yeah.
That is tough though. Just losing those early picks, a couple of fights in a row, and just like the you really have to play so clean with your engages, especially in this new patch. You know, you get caught out in the open for even a second, and it's so hard to sustain through. It does look like both teams going to be sticking to the same comps as we're going to. No, Winston Mirror now.
What is this? Winston Mirror with Bap Lucio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
No, now we have the Ana. We have the Ana.
There's the Ana for Wojo.
Now we have more standard dive for FAU. Looks like. Yeah, even the Brig. Yeah. Okay, so pretty much just pure dive.
And the Bap and Soldier just going to offer a lot of damage output. Darth is going to have to be pretty careful of how they play this. Already falling quite low. Disruptor shots, bubbles coming out. You know, just a Technicolor dreamscape in the caves. Academy Red, though, getting the early positioning off of just so much damage, forcing Darth's back. How to Clown now on the low ground is Brig. Grumpy Mook, though, gets picked up by a nice dive from Darths. Looks like the anti-nade doing quite a lot of work, and Revo and Upset trying to do their best, but it does look like first fight there is going to be going the way of FAU also.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with How to Clown. He just bashed out, but I guess it worked because it drew the attention of Upset. And then, then the rest of FAU just able to capitalize on the confusion and the Bap and the Soldier being split.
Yeah, the one weakness of not having the Tracer is just that it makes it harder to really like engage quickly on and punish those targets with those dives. X-Tony though falling low, the Biotic Grenade already forced out, but Noravi gets picked up, Revo as well. Yeah, it's just so hard to like engage onto the point with this Bap Soldier comp. for the side of Academy Red, especially after losing that first fight. They are still in it though. Grumpy Mook finds the pick onto X-Tony. Yui trying to get something done. Grumpy Mook will fall, and signs of life, but second fight going the way still of FAU.
Yeah, but Academy Red still has point. They still have a point, so they're racking up percentage. Finally, it flips back over, but they're even at the moment.
That's a nice primal from Upset. Picks up Wojo, forces out the rally. Norby does get picked off in the process, but yeah, so it's not looking like it's going to convert to too much. But you know, the Ana is out of the fight now, and she's going to take a while to get back. There's some real potential to work with here for the side of Academy Red. Recall gets forced. It's just sort of chaos brawling all over the place. And now Academy Red, they are looking to make their push. The Ana is back, but she's in a bit of an awkward position. Now comes out onto Darths, looking to isolate Peach Cow. Does find it. Backline for Academy Red down, but Revo trading. Now it's anybody's fight. Grumpy Mook falls very low. Winston's zapping away at each other. It does look like, though, close fight, but FAU are going to take that one as well.
Much appreciated. Yeah, honestly, it was a very messy fight. It was kind of the first, like the fight before, just gelled into the second fight. But you know, now Academy Red has 3 ultimates coming up, almost 4 actually. They're quite stacked on ultimates. FAU's matching the DPS ultimates, but that's about it really. Their support is very vulnerable.
We have to see what Revo can get done with this. Pulse Bomb just narrowly misses it, but the window buys a lot of space, and there's the overclock coming out. Grumpy Mook sliding aggressively and looking for targets. Can't quite find any, but the tank for FAU does fall. Darth's falling on the Winston. Trades all over the place, but it looks like it's coming up in favor of Academy Red as 99% on the point. They are going to flip this. And the last straggler of Yui on that Tracer is going to be making it out alive.
Alright, I like this swap from Pichikawa to the Kiri a lot more. I think the Kiri synergizes way more with the Winston and the Tracer and the Sojourn. The BAP just gets left behind by the really fast comp. So I expect a little more success from this team where they can just now, the Kiri can just, you know, be in there with the rest of the team.
Yeah, definitely. There's a nice Boop actually denies Darth's engage. Boop also onto Upset denying that Winston, but it's a really nice disruptor shot, just making it so hard for FAU to push onto the point. And Darth's now on the Winston, alone on point, isolated, Biotic Train forced out. Out of Clown gets picked up, and there's the beat coming out from Norby. Primal Rage from Darths just to survive, it looks like, and it's going to be answered perhaps with Primal from Upset. No, wisely decides to, okay, go for point, go for the Sojourn. Who is, yeah, they're going to fall. 1 health for so very long. Does go down.
Yeah,
and there's
this is last fight territory. They might not even get a good touch in for FAU. This is very dangerous, and all they have to really work with is Pulse and Rally. They might not even get that.
Yeah, it's a bit of an expensive fight with the beat and the Primal for Academy, but it's an equally expensive fight for FAU, and now it's approaching 99 on the point. Yui gets stuck, Recall forced out. Revo takes down 2. Upset is going to fall though. It's just 2 alive for the side of Academy Red, but a Tracer and a Lucio can get quite a lot done. Yui already going to fall. Darth's getting picked out by Revo as well. It's just the Sombra alive for FAU. Gets booped out of the bubble. Everyone's running on fumes, really. Just a total scrap fest, and no one from FAU will be able to touch. 99 to 99, and Arctic Peninsula is going to go the way of Academy Red.
What a weird series, trading back and forth. No clean fights to be found here. Just everyone, just all-out brawl, really.
I think in that last fight especially, we're seeing Revo really just come up so big in those like clutch scenarios. You know, it's a I don't know if that's like a ego or something, just like sticking the other Tracer.
He's pulling out his inner zest. Yeah,
just,
Revo
like, comes up with like 3 or 4 kills that last fight.
Yeah, he really just channeled his inner zen and killed everybody. It was I thought for sure FAU was gonna take that map, sub map at least, but Revo like just kept living, kept fighting, and then ended up killing 3 somehow. Not sure how that happened, but
yeah, it's a nice switch up. I mean, the we see that like the BAP soldier works better on labs where it's like there's more, it's flatter, more open, and so like being able to have that really strong poke pressure works a bit better. But then yeah, as you said, I really like the adaptation. Switching over to the Kiriko to be a bit more survival, switching up to the Tracer, and just really playing the dives, and like focusing on that with the more vertical submap of caves. Um, yeah, it's. I mean, so far what we're seeing is like pretty standard stuff. On the whole, I think
Outside of
definitely.
the bat the Winston, that
Yeah,
is a little unstandard, but it
but
it it, it works. So
yeah,
you
and I
know,
mean,
fair
in the
play.
context of the new patch, like support comps are a lot more flexible. Things like that BAP Winston can work because the Winston, you don't need someone to be able to heal the Winston at range while he's leaping about like the Ana because it's not that good anyway. He's mostly expecting to get healed now while he's sitting and waiting behind cover, sort of in between engages. Um, so yeah, it does work a bit better, and definitely the soldier as well. We're seeing Academy Red like to play that so far. Definitely a very strong pick in this current patch. Just pumps out so much damage and so consistently able to activate that DPS passive. And it looks like we have our next map selection. FAU's pick is going to be Paraíso. What do you make of this?
Um, I think when FAU pulled out the dive, they did look substantially better. They pretty much got no.
Sorry,
They
you,
don't want to go to Kings. Oh.
you cut out for a second there.
Oh. Well, I was pretty much saying that it seems that dive is FAU's better calm, and so they
Yeah,
didn't want to
yeah.
play a dive map. And Paraiso is definitely the best out of probably the hybrid maps, I would say, except for maybe Numbani, but Numbani is pretty hard to play for most people.
Yeah, Nimbani is certainly something. It's probably the most full hold prone map in the game, I'd say. But Paraíso, it is. I mean, it is a good bad map, though. I think. I mean, like the Ana Winston
Yeah, I
does
think
sort
there's
of reign
some
supreme, but there is a lot of potential with especially like BAP Diva compositions.
Yeah. I've also seen quite a few folk comps played on this map. I think that can work too. I think it looks like Academy Red's gonna go back to the double hit scan Lucio Bab Winston comp. Oh, okay, never mind. So I think this comp is fine for what Academy Red's gonna be doing because there's a very wide open map on point, so the double hit scan
Yeah.
can do a lot. But I'm a
And
little
especially
afraid.
especially with that DPS passive though, just like the amount of poke darts is going to be taking across these big sight lines, they're going to have to be very, very careful about those engages 'cause it's so hard to heal up from poke damage when you're already in the fight. Both teams running Lucio Kiriko dive, so we're going to probably be seeing quite a lot of supports getting right up in the mix of the fight, fragging, as now it's just blows trading, damage being traded. Darts goes in very aggressive, falls very low, gets just exploded. Like we said, by just that huge amount of DPS pressure from Academy Red, and that's going to be a quick reset forced.
Yeah, Upset's pushing the tempo. He's trying to get in their spawn. I like this. I want them to get really aggressive and take that space. If they can't get if FAU can't get set up, it's all the better for Academy Red.
Yeah, and Darts again going quite aggressive is going to survive that time. We can see how like the defender's position is so favored here. It's so much easier for Winston to heal up. Revo now picking off Yui on the Tracer. And there's the dive coming in from Upset. X-Tony going to fall as well. Revo comes up with 2 kills with the Helix Rocket. Kiriko going down as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Noravik goes down at the end of the fight there, but so far, other than that, it's no dice so far for FAU.
Yeah. Yui is trying to get on the flank, going coast, but Revo catches it, before Yui can react. Just a quick Helix Rocket, and it's over.
Yeah, with those long sight lines, as Tracer, you can just get exploded by a couple of headshots and a Helix from the soldier. Just take you out so fast. Yui going to, looks like, successfully make the rotation this time, but How to Clown is not going to get picked up. The Kiriko Wojo also. And the DPS making their way to the point. Grumpy Mook does get traded out by X-Tony, but it is looking like, yet again, FAU just struggling to make their way across that big open expanse where those DPS from Academy Red can just do so much damage.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I quite like the Lucio Kiri from FAU because I think they're gonna want to get up and close, but the double hit scan from Academy Red, they're just gonna rain damage before they can even get there. I think you want to get there with the you want to go on a brig instead. Maybe set up a nade dive, but I'm not too sure.
I mean, there's potential, but there's there's the Suzu already forced out. Upset going in with the Primal, taking so much damage, but is going to get out of Clown. And okay, almost survives there on 4 health, but makes enough of a distraction. Grumpy was able to come up with 2. Revo just free firing from the heights, and it's a yeah, just a nice play from Upset, just going in, making a huge disruption with the Primal Rage, and that's only 1 ultimate. Academy Red 4 in the bank with 1:20 left on the clock.
Yeah, I like what Upset's doing. He's just getting in there, giving his DPS space, and this Soldier and this Sojourn just free firing into the rest of the team, and they can't do anything about it.
There's the Kitsune Rush just trying to make the crossing, it looks like, put pressure on Upset, but Wojo is going to get picked off by Revo and Upset. Grumpy Mook is going to fall to the Primal of Darth, though, and Revo out a bit in the open, pops the Slicer, and there's the beat to save, getting just juggled into a corner, but does force out the ultimate from Xtony, who is going to fall without finding any eliminations with it. Darth's coming up with 2, and it's just a scrappy, just trades going all over the place. Darth almost manages to take out Peachy Cow. Yui does manage to follow it up, but it's only the Tracer alive against the Winston of Upset. And it looks like that's going to be another retreat forced for FAU.
Yeah, but everyone's coming back. Although everyone on Academy Red is going to be quick, so I don't know if these late deaths are can be taken advantage of.
Yeah, Upset already, though, getting forced low, cooldowns, health forced up, but the DPS for Academy Red are back. They're firing from this high ground. Dart's looking to try and disrupt them. Grumpy Mook falling a bit low, but Dart's falling even lower. There's a pulse bomb. Oh my god!
What? What just happened?
Oh, Yui just sneaks up from the side while Darts is in their face, finds 3 with the pulse bomb. Noravi trades out 2 somehow, but Upset looking to try and fight this with the Primal Rage.
It's not over. They can come back.
Yeah, we already have some players from Academy Red just like quite fast movement coming back. Not a single tick given up, and Xtony gets picked up by Revo. The DPS are back. Wojo falls. I cannot believe my eyes. What am I seeing? The beat comes out finally from FAU. Grumpy Mook just shooting down at the Winston, trying to find something. Finds the Lucio. Yui trying to get something done, but looks like, I mean, Primal's coming from Darts, but it's just scraps all over the place. But Academy Red have 5 on the point, and yeah, there's Darts going down, Yui goes down, Xtony isn't quite able to touch him. It's going to be the full hold completed for Academy Red. That's an insane last fight.
Wow. I was for sure, I thought for sure that Primal from Upset would have been a huge mistake, that he should have waited a little bit, give him some ticks and then wait for the rest of the team to come back. No, he's got it. They somehow, some way, Academy Red just pull out the most clutch full hold I've ever seen. I don't even know how the 3K pulse bomb happened, but then that happened too. So, what a wild game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really nice recovery, and it's I mean, big props to Nora as well for like finding 2 picks, and then like obviously a 3v1, much more survivable than 5v1 as Vincent with the Primal Rage. But that's just a really that's just a really heads up play from Upset, knowing that like my team can get back fast. We're all on fast characters. If I primal this, I can live long enough that we can actually refight this and maybe win. And now it looks like it's going to be the. Are we actually going to roll it on the Mauga?
I highly doubt it. I mean, actually, it would be strong against the Winston, but I don't think he's that strong against the Winston.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen a decent amount of just like Darts getting sort of exploded.
Oh, we get ball?
Are we balling?
We're balling. I'm excited to see this.
Okay, we ball. Yeah, the Wrecking Ball, I mean, he's a strong character in this patch. Really, really hard to punish, really hard to kill. Upset already going and making a huge distraction, buying space for the team to rotate. Upset already on the back line. Currently going to be forced out. Noravi in a bit of trouble, bailed out by Peachy Cow. Backline for UofT Academy Red going to, okay, not quite survive, but it does buy enough time for Revo to find a pick on X20 on the Hanzo. Peachy Cow under heavy pressure from Yui, but does manage to survive. Not the same can be said of Wojo, and it's just chaos. That's really the sort of environment that the ball is looking to create and succeeding in creating right now. Looks like, I mean, Academy, they have 4 alive, and it looks like they are going to push this. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this Tracer's giving Upset a lot of trouble. You know, it's hard if your Tracer's just constantly on you. Looks like Pulse Bomb comes out.
Oh, nice, actually, nice shot from Grumpy Mook. Going to win the Sojourn duel? Hard to say. A very close duel. But Grumpy Mook does come out on top. Revo with a nice headshot onto Yui. And there's both DPS gone from FAU. Upset forced to back up just a little bit to get healed. But before the DPS get back, it's, you know, just free reign for this Wrecking Ball. Nothing to really punish him. He is alone on point, though. Primal Rage comes out from darts. Not able to find too much with it, though. Just taking so much damage. Already falls down to 1 health. Somehow managing to survive, but there's the Dragon Strike. Looks like this Winston is not going to be surviving much longer. Gets finished off. Headshot onto Wojo. Revo falls to Yui, but it looks like it's not quite going to be enough. Just the Tracer alive. And there's Paraiso going the way of Academy Red.
Wow. The ball pick was interesting, but I think it worked out in the sense that it just created such a mess that the ball thrives in. Really, you know, coordinated play is probably the enemy of ball, but you know, when everyone is looking at different things, ball really thrives in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good, like, it's a good awareness of the fact that that is a nasty, nasty, nasty stick, and just darts just forcing the DPS back into that corner. But I think it's good awareness, like, with the ball pick, just that you only need 1 fight. And so if you can just, like, make chaos and just, like, get picks, get trades with closer spawns, you can kind of just, you know, eventually you'll get into a situation where your DPS can kill stuff and then you just kind of win. And that is sort of exactly what we saw happen. I think the Hanzo, similar logic, you know, kind of, if your ball makes enough space for you on the Hanzo, because ball Hanzo, you don't see that much, that often. But it kind of makes sense when you only have 1 tick to capture that, you know,
Yeah, you
your
just need
ball
one
makes enough
headshot.
space. Yeah. And that's exactly what we saw, you know, hits the headshot on the Tracer, Mook wins the Sojourn duel, and then, you know, it's kind of from there, curtains. And as we head into match point, we'll be right back in 5 minutes. Just a quick break, and see you soon. Welcome back to UofT Academy Red against FAU Owls. As currently Academy Red up 2-0, match point of the series. FAU, the Owls just teetering on the brink. Not tittering, twittering. That's not a sound that owls make. They're hooting on the brink.
Booting,
Yeah, the owls do that, right?
I
They're,
think.
they're hooting. They're flying very silently and elegantly, and they're rotating their heads 180 degrees. Um, and we'll have to see if that really really incredible field of neck rotation is going to be enough to save them going into match points of the series. As two fairly close maps so far, but really twice we've seen at the end of Antarctic and also at the end of FAU's attack round on Paris. So we've seen Academy Road just come up so huge in the clutch. Um, and really just flip situations that seemed almost completely unwinnable. Um, we're gonna have to see, if FAU can start to come up with some of that clutch magic of their own in this next Flashpoint map, which might see us also shifting away from the Winston mirror that we've seen all series.
I don't know. I think Winston could be played on Flashpoint. It's not the best, but
Yeah,
yeah, if apparently Upset doesn't care, so he will play whatever. I
yeah,
think FAU's best bet is to turn the series around. Is you're gonna punish Upset's very aggressive playstyle on Winston.
yeah,
If Upset just he just walks in there, does damage, pops
yeah.
primal, and kills 2.
Well,
If you let that happen over and over again,
yeah,
it's gonna be hard to win.
like the playbook we've seen from Academy Red is basically upset plays really aggro, to buy space for the like double hit scan DPS to just sort of sit and free fire. So I think you either need to be really punishing upset, or honestly, what I might like to see is something like um, maybe like a Lucio Kiri like ball comp. Honestly, might be good against that, where you can just kind of ignore the Winston and just really get on those backline DPS and shut them down, prevent them from having targets to fire on. Um, that said, though, both of those maps that we've seen the Winston played on pretty vertical, especially Antarctic Caves, Buddy. So obviously, is a Winston map supreme. Um, but both Flashpoint maps tend towards more tanks like the Ramatra, maybe the Doomfist,
Queen.
but especially Junker Queen. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'll be very surprised if we see either of these teams swapping off the Lucio. And definitely some of these DPS picks like the Sojourn, the Tracer, the Soldier 76 that we've seen so far. Um, also, going to continue to be good. But really, where I think it comes down to the tank picks, is where we're going to have to wonder what to expect from these teams.
I'm
Um,
actually pretty convinced that Upset's gonna lock the Winston again, because don't fix what ain't broke. And he's not really playing like a dive tank. He's kind of playing a rush tank. He's just getting in there.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can
just
do
plain to
that
me.
on the Queen. You can do that on the Ramatra, but if he's getting away with it on the Winston, might as well.
Yeah, and I mean, depending on the flashpoint, definitely that sort of like double hit scan can find a lot of value. I'm thinking like Sojourn on Suravasa, like first point, or on some of those like wider open Suravasa points, or on some of the points of New Junk City, like the one with the junkyard. Definitely that can be very strong. But it does look like we are going to be going to Suravasa. Um, so a bit more open, a bit sort of longer sight lines. Um, maybe favors. I mean, it is a good ball map. It's also good. You can play a lot of stuff here. I honestly would kind of like to see, if it's in their wheelhouse. I think a Junker Queen comp could do really well here at just, playing to just punish upset.
Yeah, I also think the Junker Queen comp just can run onto these hit scan DPS that's tearing up the entire team very easily, especially when there aren't that many high grounds. But we'll have to see what they plan on running. But I'm
Yeah, I
expecting
mean,
some switch ups from on the side of FAU, but nothing changes on the side of Academy Red.
you never know. Map three, or match point, always a good time to just throw a curveball. Hold something up your sleeve and then just bring it out to shake up your opponent. That said,
Stay in sight, and I'll keep you safe.
yeah, no, it's similar. I mean, they're looking to like commit more to the dive here. I think with this setup,
Yeah,
the Genji Tracer, so less of like playing the double hit scan, I guess, because there are like less of those long high ground sight lines on Suravasa, and more just dive onto them. But, yeah,
yeah.
just sticking with the dive mirror.
I think Academy Red is pretty much running the run at them very fast comp. All of them are just gonna get in there and they're gonna get messy, they're gonna get dirty, they're just gonna try to kill something very quickly. But that's pretty much also the game plan for FAU as well.
They do have the Sojourn though, who can maybe make some use of some of these longer angles. Slide away. Dart's already going in. Revo though in on the back line. Whole team in on the back line. Wojo just crumpled out of Clown also, and there's both of the supports already dead right off the bat for FAU. Just enormous dive pressure coming out from Academy Road, who exactly as you predicted, just all five, jump, speed boost, dash, TP, just get right on top of the back line. Meanwhile, Darts is sort of on point trying to isolate the back line of Academy Red, but Lucio Kiri, they just kind of go in with the dive.
Yeah, I think I'd really I honestly think that they're better off, FAU that is. They're better off playing just regular dive with Honor Brig, because like if you make it so that Academy Red has to run very far to get to you, then that's more opportunities for your tank and DPS to kill things.
Especially the Sojourn. It looks like though, I mean, speaking of killing things, Noravik does get picked up by Darts. Wojo though falls very, very, very low. Grumpy Mook's gonna be stealing the health pack away from Darts, just pumping shurikens into the Winston. Yeah, so 2 kills traded for FAU, but it's not going to be quite enough. Just so far, no real answer for the Genji Tracer. Just close and personal. Sojourn not really able to come up with too much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think FAU can really beat them in this mirror. Basically, it's basically a mirror with one small change.
Yeah. But
But
it is a big difference though, because you do have the opportunity for the Sojin to just have that long range damage pressure, and I think they really need to be playing to enable X-Tony. That said though, Upset wants none of that, not going to be giving them any space, any time, diving right on in. Already heavy pressure coming out onto Lucio. How to Clown does manage to survive, but for how much longer? The answer is about 5 seconds. Trade it with Grumpy Mook, but I think you take that. If you're Academy Red, a stick on the Tracer again for Revo. Gets style points, but not much more. And there you go. FAU are going to be taking this, just as you said, forcing Academy Red to sort of come to them across a distance, and just really punishing them in the process.
yeah, I think this is just a matter of, can Academy Red get on Xtonia before he finds enough damage? And I guess that time Xtonia got enough damage, got the picks to really secure the fight for FAU. Oh, what a nice shot! And they're still going.
They're down. I mean, they do get out the Kitsune Rush though, and Upset is going to be, jumping out, but not before Norovi falls. I mean, they trade out the Lucio of How to Clown, but Grumpy Mook also going down. Upset in trouble. Jumping to the Mega. Academy Red are back. Yeah, FAU, they're not going to overextend. They're not going to, overpress their advantage. They're already up to 70% on the point.
This ends now.
Early overclock here, which is very good actually. Creates space.
And Upset just diving right in, has the Primal in hand, going to use it. Just so much attention being paid to the Winston right now. Where is the rest of the Academy Leader? They're following right up. There's the Kitsune Blade. X-Tony going to fall. Beat's not going to last too long against that. And there's the later beat from Academy Red. Lucio going down as well.
Wait,
Winston and Tracer still alive though. Wait,
this is winnable for FAU. I think they
Rio's
won
off the map.
Yeah. Probably a recall off the map, my guess.
Oh, that is so unfortunate.
Yeah, especially since it's a Tracer. You really need that Tracer to, chase and finish off some of these kills that the Winston might not be able to get to. That is very unfortunate.
It's a nice job by FAU. They pick off the Kiriko early in the fight, and then they just sort of, when it's a double beat fight and like it's a sort of a longer, drawn out engagement, picking off the flex support right at the beginning is a very, very big deal. And now they already have some early positioning onto the point. The Tracer's going to be just trading poke damage, and we have bigger ults. Oh, we have the Moira swap actually coming out from Norovi. It's interesting.
I'm not so sure about this Moira swap. I think you need the Lucio. Almost good stick, but Suzu's ability.
Yeah.
Norovi's off the map?
Maybe a reset thing, or
Upset just got one, so I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Must be mistakes or misplaced.
Oh, and that's gotta hurt. I mean, you get the late stagger onto the Winston, but you trade out Primal for it. I don't know if that's worth it as Darths. Not gonna be able to really get too much done with that ultimate. And now the switch onto the Reaper, just looking to play a bit more of like a Rush style, just really get up in the face of this Winston, blow them up. We're gonna see how much
Lucio for the Reaper.
Yeah, we're gonna see how much the Reaper can get done without Lucio into the Sojourn. That said, X-Tony though falling very low already. Darth's pushing in very aggressively with the Kitsune Rush, going to get blown up by a pulse from Rio. There we go. 3 pulses from both teams. One finds a kill. And Grumpy Mook going to be going down, but it looks like the fight on the whole is going to be going the way of Academy Red. That said though, FAU is still stalling out the point. The Kiriko's going to go down. They're committing beat to this?
It's actually somewhat winnable. It's winnable.
Winston's back. That is, I mean, this whole series long we've seen just like these crazy just trade stall like scrap fights. Reaper's back already, but going to be forced down to 1 health instantaneously.
What is going on?
It's just such a scrappy series.
I was sure that How to Clown just wasted his beat, only getting really him and the Tracer, but I've been proven wrong. They stalled it out.
Wait, and they find the Moira as well.
Oh, this is very bad for Nora.
They're gonna push this. they do find the stagger elimination. Darth's in perhaps a little bit of trouble diving in, but no, PG Cow's gonna fall. That's really big for FAU. They're gonna be able to, take control of this first flashpoint early, pretty much for free with that backline of Academy Red down.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Oh, early overclock yet again.
The overclock. I mean, Revo does fall. The overclock itself going to find damage on the Grumpy move. Eventually converts into the kill. I'm not sure if that was needed though on the side of FAU. And the Primal. Wait, they commit overclock and Primal.
Yeah, but they secure a point. But they're probably gonna lose this next fight. They're going to 3 ults, so unless Yui lands another big pulse bomb.
Yeah, Upset pushing in early, making space for the Kitsune Rush. There you go. How to Clown falling down. Revo onto the Soldier 76, picks up Xtoni. We see Academy Red going back on the double hit scan.
Enemy in sight.
Yeah, I'm guessing that the kill Xtoni strat just couldn't work from getting too close, so you have to basically match him on the hit scan, and now Xtoni is gonna have a lot more trouble trying to take this long range duel. But that also gives Darts a very easy dive target on the Soldier in the Sojo.
You do have, I mean, some good ults on the side of Academy Red though available. They're looking to pressure this rotation. So far it's going pretty cleanly, the rotation for FAU. Upset already there though, meeting them, and there's so much damage. Coming into that choke point, FAU have to find some way to break this open, but it's Yui getting challenged on the flank. Xtoni and Grumpy Move going to be trading out. Yui forced out on the flank, gets picked up by a Helix Rocket from Revo. And it looks like, yeah, with the Kiriko going down, 90% on the point, looks like it's going to be this flashpoint going the way of Academy Red.
Yeah, and they saved the Primal and the Coalescence. That is huge. Those are two pretty useful ultimates that can, but each of them can turn a fight. So this might be pretty bad for FAU, but they do have both support ultimates, so there's that in their advantage.
Feels like we're seeing the same problem we saw on oh well, I mean, never mind me. There's the Kitsune Rush coming out really, really fast. Huge damage coming out onto Academy Red, but no eliminations found so far. Upset living through that as well, and no ults needed to respond for Academy Red. Instead, they just pick up Wojo. Revo now popping the visor, finds both DPS, does get picked up by Darths. But is it going to be enough? Upset also falling very, very low. Winston against Winston. But the one with the supports and the team is going to take that. Academy Red.
That's a very bad trade for FAU. They trade both Primal and Kitsune for just Visor. Now, they're still holding Cole and Primal. Now they have the Overclock and the Kitsune themselves. So, what do you do if you're FAU?
Yeah, I mean, I think they need to just get like faster, more decisive with these engages, but it's Upset who's getting decisive with the engage. Revo finding the pick onto Xtoni off the back of that. Another onto How to Clown. Upset just pouncing onto the rotation of FAU, just giving them no room to breathe.
Yeah, this is that last fight territory, and Academy Red still has 4 ultimates. This is pretty much impossible for them. Xtoni has to find has to pop off and find 1 or 2 with this overclock for this fight to be even winnable.
Yeah, they're doing a great job just controlling the tempo, winning those neutral fights, and building up those ult advantages for themselves. Xtoni looking to go with the overclock. Overclock match. The beat comes out as well. Peachy Cow is going to fall onto the side of Academy Red. Grumpy Mook falling very, very low. Manages to escape the safety of the Winston bubble, and How to Clown is going to get picked up by Grumpy Mook. FAU do manage to find the point flip, but Norvi is there with the Coalescence. When things get scrappy, the Moira can be really, really, really powerful. 2 falling now for FAU, and it's just Yui left alive. They do find the flip, but flip going to be going back over to Academy Red at 99%. Will anyone be able to touch for FAU? It looks like the answer is yes. There's the Kitsune from Peachy Cow taking down How to Clown, and the second touch is not there for FAU as the series, after a really close, really scrappy flashpoint, Academy Red get themselves back on their footing and take that series 3-0.
Yeah, that was the best performance FAU has gotten, that's showed up, for the entire series, but it just wasn't enough. I think Academy Red just kept pushing the tempo without even using ultimates, and well, that's unlucky for Norby.
Yeah, probably dies there anyway. But
100%.
yeah, I mean, I think we're seeing just how comfortable Academy look on this like Sojourn Soldier setup, which is a bit unconventional. But I mean, they're really making it work, and especially we see just how much they're able to like punish those attempts at engaging and rotating um, from FAU with just so much damage, um, and really just like when it's in the dive mirror, FAU, they show up pretty big. They take 2 flashpoints, but as soon as Academy just get back onto that double hit scan setup, FAU don't really have an answer for it.
Yeah, I actually thought they were pretty much on the ideal comp, just like run at them very hard. But Upset just said no, and he just like kept going in and in. And yeah, FAU didn't have the answer for that.
Yeah, I mean it's a good showing from FAU. They have a really good showing on that flashpoint. But I think time and again just really struggling with the huge tank DPS pressure from Academy Blue, who are going to yeah move on from this series with a nice 3-0 win in their back pocket. As the team's quite happy with themselves. I think we can all be quite proud of our team's showing tonight. Upset and Revo, I think, especially coming up really big in the clutch moments. Where it really comes to a head. Um, as yeah, series going 3-0. That is going to be I think just it for us tonight. I've been Chris Computero. Joining me has been James Leftfish Taco. Signing off.